Hello.
Well, they say he's not coming back and nothing can fill the void, but at least we can try. With food, I'll make some apple pie. Come on in, it's Dead Dad's Kitchen.
Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy holidays, whatever you are feeling. I hope it's good. I have some very good news on my end. Today, if you couldn't tell, we're in a little holiday mood. It's the middle of December, so I wanted to bring a little bit of holiday joy right to you. And how do you think I'm gonna do that? Oh, well, it's not just me, baby. Honey's helping too. Today's sponsor is Honey. You guys know I love them so much, and I think you're gonna fall in love with them even a little bit more today. Because why? They wanna help you pay for your Christmas gifts. Is that what I said? I think it is. This holiday season, Honey is helping pay for $1 million worth of gifts. They're doing this as part of the Great Honey Giftaway, which is so nice. That is thousands of prizes every single week. I know I've told you guys a ton about Honey before. They are the incredible free browser extension that saves you so much money when you are shopping online at thousands of different places everywhere across the whole internet. Incredible. But some things that I may not have mentioned before is Honey has a lot of other money-saving tools, actually. One of them being their drop list. If you guys remember in the old days, you would have to go to a store and see how much something was and then drive back to the store and do all that. A little while ago, before Honey came in, we would go back to the website, see if anything went on sale, see if anything's doing what we want it to. But now Honey said, honestly, baby, you don't even worry about that. We got you. We'll let you know if that price drops. Save your time, save your effort, save your energy. It's the holidays. But go bake some cookies. Okay, obviously you want to know how to enter. I get it. I appreciate it. That's helping me out. It's helping you out. It's helping all of us out. The Great Honey Giftaway works just like this. So you add Honey to your computer at joinhoney.com/Irene. As always, make sure you use that code. And then you just throw gifts in your holiday drop list. Put whatever you want in there. Put all the things that you want, put the things that your boyfriend wants, put the things that your mom wants, put the things that your stepbrother wants, put the things that that girl that you have a crush on wants. Put whatever you want. Once you put those things into your holiday drop list, Honey randomly selects a bunch of people who win. So you have just as good a chance as anybody else. Maybe you won't have to get your stepbrother that gift because Honey will. You don't even have to worry about it. Then you just look like the cool person who's throwing gifts all over the place. Some things that I'm gonna add to my drop list. I need a mandolin really badly. Not the instrument, but the cutting thing. I really want a lamp. I don't know why that's so special to me this year, but I'm very much looking forward to a lamp. Filming lights. I'm adding a laptop to my drop list. I'm throwing a bunch of stuff in there because why not? It's all stuff I want, and if Honey's gonna help me pay for it, I'm not gonna say no. Even if you don't win part of the $1 million, which again, there is a chance, but even if you don't, Honey's gonna let you know if any of these prices on your drop list drop. That's why it's called that. Pay less for your holiday gifts and have a chance to win part of the $1 million Honey Giftaway. Help me by supporting my sponsor, by supporting this video. You guys are just throwing all the help, all the holiday help everywhere, and we really appreciate it. Me and Honey are big fans of you. Now I know you guys know you can join Honey for free. Could we save you more money? I don't think so. Get Honey for free today at joinhoney.com/Irene. Again, that is, what was it? I think you know, say it with me. If you would say it, please comment below. joinhoney.com/Irene. Thank you guys so much. Go check them out. Use the drop list. We're just trying to help you here, babe. Thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring this video. Now let's go make some cookies. I hope you have on your little holiday Jim Jams and have a cute little background too. If you don't, that's fine. Mine's cute enough for the both of us. Hello. Okay, we're making our stuff. We're keeping our cute little Jim Jams on. We're staying in the spirit. We've got some little lights. Now, I am very excited to share this recipe with you guys. I think that a solid sugar cookie recipe is something that is super important to keep in your little arsenal of cookies. Aggressive word for a cute thing. A sugar cookie recipe usually is pretty simple. So it's very likely that you will actually be able to make this with everything that you already have in your house, of which we will need flour, white sugar, baking powder. Can you not tell that this is baking powder? That's so weird. Bunch of butter, some eggies, a little salt, right? Everybody's like, no. Not right. And some vanilla. Oh, and a little bit of thyme if you have it, because this dough we will be chilling. I know, I'm sorry, but here's the thing. Not only do I prefer to bake chilled cookies pretty much regardless of what the recipe says, since we're cutting these out and using cookie cutters, we want that shape to stay really, really nice. So we want our dough to be nice and cold when it goes into the oven so that when it is baking, it is less likely to spread and we can keep those really nice crisp lines that our cookie cutters make for us. Oh, that's another thing I'll probably add to my drop list. I want some new cookie cutters. I feel like during this video, there's gonna be like 9 things that I add to the drop list. So keep up with me. Here's what we're gonna do. Just like always, we'll get our dry ingredients together and we will whisk those up. You guys didn't see, but my foot popped. Like, and wow. My feet look dirtier than they are, I promise. Like Anne Hathaway and Princess Diary vibes. Okay, we're gonna get our dry ingredients together, whisk those up, and then we'll cream. Well, you'll see, I'm gonna do it, so follow along. So I am taking 5 cups of flour. I know that seems like a lot. This is kind of a big recipe because usually when you're making holiday cookies, you're making a bunch of them and you're having, well, maybe not right now, but you're usually having like people over and it's cute. This year, you can very safely bake these cookies and send them to people, which would be very cute. This bowl is already too small. I'm 2 cups of flour in, so I need to remeasure my flour because I got too excited talking about sugar cookies and I stopped listing it. We're on our 5th cup of flour. And again, you guys know I scoop from my big thing and then I spoon it into my measuring cup, and when it looks like this, and then I just kind of chop it up and then I scoop it. So that's the spoon and level method. Far too small of a bowl. Okay, now we're going to use about a hefty teaspoon. And when I say hefty, I mean it's just not like super level. And I'm just putting that right onto my flour. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to take our bowl that's too small and a whisk that is too big and whisk this up. And this is simply just incorporating your dry ingredients. And this sort of just aerates your flour and makes it so that there are no big old clumps that your KitchenAid has to get through. You're just kind of helping her out. Oh my God, a KitchenAid would be a good thing to add to a drop list. We have our dry ingredients nice and incorporated. There are no big clumps. Now we're going to cream together our butter and sugar. I will show you that in the bowl. I have my butter ready to go in my bowl. Give that a little whip before I add my 2 cups of sugar. I scrape down my bowl a little bit after that and I dash in my vanilla, about 2 teaspoons. Incorporate your eggs one at a time, scraping down after each addition, and then slowly but surely add your dry ingredients. I like to do this with tiny little pulses so you don't get too big of a flour cloud. Again, scraping down the sides, but also being careful not to overwork your dough. This is a cookie after all. Okay, she is beauty, she is grace, she is sugar cookie dough. So I'm actually gonna separate this into 2 so that while we're working with one half, the other's still chilling in the fridge and not getting warm and going back in the fridge, getting cold, warm, cold, warm, cold. So all you need is some plastic wrap. Just take a little sheet of this guy. All you need to do now is separate your dough as equally into 2 halves as you can, pat it into a rough little square and cover it in your plastic wrap. Then once it is all totally covered, you can put both of those little squares into your fridge to chill for about 2 hours. We do not eat raw sugar cookie dough. That is unsafe. That fridge stays in the fridge for a fridge. That dough stays in the fridge for at least an hour. I usually leave it in for about an hour and a half to 2 just to make sure it's nice and firm. You guys saw how like soft it was. I can't think of a better word. You guys saw how soft it was. So leave it in there until it gets nice and firm so that it is rollable as heck. So like 30 minutes before I take it out, I am going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees just so that as soon as I am done punching out my cookies and laying them on my tray, I can throw them right into the oven. I will see you guys in about an hour and a half. Okay, we're back. It's been however long it needed to be. My oven is preheated to 350. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to show you what I do to prep my little station. So we need 2 baking sheets just because I like to bake a bunch of cookies at the same time so that they all cool a little faster. Gonna need some parchment paper. I always get mine from Costco. It's a really good price and it comes in a 2-pack. We have our baking sheets ready to go so we can just plop our cut out cookies right onto there. Taking out one of my blocks of dough and then lightly flouring my work surface. You guys know I just do it right on my counter after I clean it really, really well. Oh my God, it's like snow. Happy holidays. I am grabbing any old rolling pin. Do I want to use this one? No. I am grabbing my French rolling pin and flouring that up too, just so there's no stickiness. When it comes to cookie cutters and what shapes you want to do, that is 100% up to you. You could do a bunch of Stars of David, you could do letters, you could do stockings, you could do cats, you could do ghosts. I don't care what you do. You can use a sugar cookie whenever. We're just doing it for the cutes of it right now. I'm going to show you how I do it. I do like my sugar cookies to be pretty thick actually. So for my first couple of shapes, I am going to, here's a little trick. So like I'm gonna do a Texas because I'm gonna bring this to my mom. I'm going to put a little pile of flour right here just so I can dip my cookie cutters into it because that makes it easier to chop into. So while this is a dough that we definitely want to keep cold, I'm not too afraid to bring it back together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna re-disc this dough and put it back in our plastic and throw it back in the fridge. Now before these can come to room temperature, I'm going to throw them in the oven. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna do a bunch of different shapes, a bunch of different fun stuff, and you guys will see when they're all nice and cool and out of the oven. I'm gonna show you exactly what you want the sides and the bottom to look like so that you know they're not overbaked, because this is not a cookie you want too much color on. I'll see you there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick what your cookies should look like to know you should pull them out of the oven. Again, I think you guys know by now I'm really bad with actually giving a time just because it's so contingent on your oven, the temperature in your apartment or house if you're rich. So I usually just like hover by my oven like a little baby hawk. So let's check. So this is exactly right. So you can see that these are slightly puffed on top. There is just the lightest bit of golden brown around the edges. And that's how you know that they are ready to be pulled out. Also, when you burn your hand, even through the oven mitt, that's an important sign. I'm going to let those cool and I'm going to show you how to make our quick and easy little buttercream to decorate these babies. Okay, I hope you are ready for the easiest buttercream recipe of your entire life. You need 1 stick of butter. Plop that into your KitchenAid or into a bowl. You can do this by hand. Now, start to mix that. Should be very room temperature. Powdered sugar. Now, you could measure this, or you could just eyeball it. Which one do you think we're gonna do? So to my butter, I am just slowly adding my powdered sugar. It is going to puff up. That's just simply the tea. I also add milk, vanilla, and salt to taste and to look. You guys saw that I eyeballed most of this. I used about 2.5 to 3 cups of sugar. I used 1 stick of butter. I used like a splash of milk that was probably like a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. Truly a pinch of sugar, maybe half a teaspoon, and about half a teaspoon of vanilla as well. I'm going to let this rip in the KitchenAid for a while to get nice and fluffy. Okay, so we have a really beautiful stiff buttercream that, as much as it might not seem like it, is not too sweet. There's not a ton of it here. More often than not, you will end up with way too much icing. And as much as we'd all like to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna eat all of it, or like, oh my God, I'm gonna save it. You might be making more cookies tomorrow and absolutely save it. I mean, maybe it's just my own personal trauma, but I have gone through a lot of Tupperware just being like, I'm gonna throw out this old thing of frosting that I made. So I'm going to just keep my little bowl right here. I think this should be plenty to frost the, what is it, like maybe 12 cookies that I'm gonna show you guys. Also, of course, feel free to dye this buttercream. Could not be easier to dye. All you have to do is add a little bit of food coloring. I'm going to leave this white just so that my sprinkles can do the talking. Demonetized. Yeah, okay, so let's get to decorating. We have all of our little cooks all done. They are nice and, oh, that's what I wanted to do, is get the frosting. But yes, all of our cookies are ready and cooled. And that's the most important thing. You do not want to be icing warm cookies because guess what? The icing is all going to fall off. It's gonna slide off and it's gonna be gross and you're gonna be mad and then your boyfriend's mom is gonna be like, oh, these are nice. So we've opened all of our sprinkles. That's another good thing you could add to your drop list is like a bunch of sprinkles. Sprinkles low-key aren't cheap, I'll tell you what. That's something you find out as a baker. You know, when you move into your first apartment and you're like, wow, I didn't know paper towels were $30 a package. This is like that. When you start baking, you're like, oh, sprinkles are $7? So let's just start with a classic little baby star. Make sure it's nice and cooled. I like to pick up just a dollop of frosting on my offset spatula and just spread it out. Now, a lot of people, when frosting sugar cookies, use royal icing. Here's why I don't. It's usually gross. Some people, I do not know how they do it, make incredible royal icing. That has not been my experience. Royal icing is an egg white based icing usually. It's got egg whites, it's got a lot of sugar, I mean, so does this, but I'm just saying it doesn't taste very good. So that's why I don't use it. So we have a nice little star. Now I'm gonna do this in blue and white first. Here's a little tip. When you're decorating with sprinkles, do it over something that has high sides so that when these sprinkles fall everywhere, it's fine. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look how freaking cute. Let's do a snowflake. Let's talk for a second. What kind of cookies do you make for Santa? Are you a sugar cookie? Are you a gingerbread? Are you a chocolate chip? You know, what did Santa like in your house? In my house, Santa liked decorated sugar cookies, but maybe that's just me. Let's do a red and green moment. I'm going to do one of the letters. These are for people, as you could imagine. So I'm going to do the letters with things that I think that these people would like colors. Okay, now I also got these sprinkles that are gold and white, and I think that they are just so pretty. Ooh, let's do a little sanding sugar on this one too. And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I can't think of something that would be more personalized. Why do I always have such a hard time with this word? Personalizable than the sprinkles you want to do for people or the things you want to do for people. Now I'm gonna add a little frosting to the cookie I've been munching on, and let's just do a little taste test. Did you guys do that with your siblings? Like your parents would be like, oh, get ice cream for you and your brother. You'd be like, oh, okay, and you'd get it, and then you'd be like, oh, I gotta taste test it. I gotta make sure it's not poisonous. So I'm gonna make sure this isn't poisonous. I'm doing nonpareils because I love them. I've already had a little bite. Oh, I'm gonna dip it in all of the sprinkles that I've lost. I love sprinkles. You guys, this is the best sugar cookie recipe I could ever think to give you. It is my favorite thing in the world, and it was honestly such an honor, a joy, and a privilege, as always, to work with one of my favorite companies ever, Honey. Thank you so much, Honey, for sponsoring this video. Please make sure that you guys check them out and download and install it. Joinhoney.com/Irene. Add stuff to your drop list and make sure that you are part of the great Honey giveaway this year because you might get your holiday gifts paid for. I'm going to be adding a bunch of stuff to my drop list. I hope you guys add some of the stuff that I told you about in this video, and I will see you very soon.